Now, I want you to imagine that this shot glass represents all of the manufacturing that is currently done in the United States. And this liquid inside is all of the manufacturing that we are currently doing. There's a little bit of a gap between the lip and the water. And that indicates the amount of production that we could bring into this country today. This represents all of the manufacturing that is currently done in the world. That's quite a bit of a difference. Now, I've said a number of times, manufacturing is done in the United States and it will continue to be done. But there is a discrepancy between how much is done. Now, as globalization collapses and as countries like China start to have trouble, a lot of this manufacturing here needs to come back to here. That's a little bit of a problem. As you can imagine, that when we begin to bring this manufacturing back, well, it certainly overflows. This creates a problem. And it's a continuous problem that's going to last a long time. This much manufacturing completely overwhelms the system. And it will continue to do so until such a point as an equilibrium is established. Now, that might be that there's no more manufacturing to be brought back. It may be that we've simply tapped out how much capacity we have here, or there may be a financial equilibrium that is established, leaving some manufacturing overseas. And this is probably what we're going to see. Now, the real question is, if you were already in this shot glass, you're completely overwhelmed by the incoming capacity that is coming back to the United States, and you can easily get washed out of that shot glass. It's very easy to end up down here as opposed to staying up here. So how do we do that? How do we stay in the shot glass? Well, that really comes down to two concepts. Number one, you need to establish a relationship with an American manufacturer as soon as possible. Relationships go a long way to preserving your supply chain, and that's going to be critical in the future. But the second thing, and perhaps the most important thing, is you need to become very diligent in buying from American companies. The rules have changed. It's no longer about finding the best price, because the prices are not going to be what they used to be. The market is shifting, and there's going to be a lot more demand than there is supply. Ultimately, that means it is a seller's market, and they're going to be able to demand terms that they haven't really been able to over the last few decades. So you need to be very careful about not accidentally getting burned and washed out of the glass. You need to play it straight. That means you pay the actual value, you don't mess around with extended terms, you create a relationship that is mutually beneficial. And that's really the only way you're going to remain inside the glass. Buying in this new world is going to be a very different prospect. Well, that's all I've got for you today. But make sure you come back and check out the channel later, because we're working on some really cool things. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get all our latest content. And remember, go out there and do something cool today.